Hey guys, and welcome back. This is Jaffmaster Flash, and this is the UOR Bahrain Race 2. So we're starting off, and we're on board with Nerf doing his qualifying run. None of the Mercedes drivers had been out yet. Nerf was the first one out with 8 minutes or so left. Yeah. So the reason why you were seeing 2 other names instead of Jaffmaster Flash, we joined a realistic F1 league, and yeah, I became the team principal of Mercedes, and this is footage of my 2 teammates. So you will see Nerf and Crazy JSR, but qualifying went off without a hitch. You'll see this is Nerf's run, and then you'll see Jess's run, and then the carnage will ensue after that. Looking back to Australia couldn't have been a better race. Even though Jess crashed out in qualifying in Australia, he went on from P13 to win a Grand Prix and win it quite comfortably. But yeah, what a difference what a difference 7 days makes, what a difference 2 circuits makes. So Nerf crossed the line, he went second fastest. We're now on board with Jess, and he is doing his quali run. There's 4 minutes left. There is only one set of laps for the guys, because even though they did go back out, they didn't improve on their times, and Deluxe is sat in P1, the Ferrari driver, and fair play to Ferrari. They had their reserve drivers in for Australia, and they really took it. They had their main drivers in for this race, and they really took it to the rest of the field, and yeah, fair play to them. Really deserve all the accolades that they got from this race. But yeah, excuse me, it's a really solemn and with a heavy heart that I'm sat here doing this, because we should have been a lot better, but unfortunately yeah, the race just wasn't for us. But China coming up this week, and we will bounce back even stronger. So Jess crosses the line, and he is P3. So now it is on to the main race. Deluxe, we get a decent start off the line. Deluxe is in P1. Jess gets crowded out by both Ferraris, and around they go, and then Deluxe goes off into the distance. So there's Jess, he is in P3. He is battling with Tyler, and yeah, everything to this point was good, apart from Nerf. He's dropped down the field. He had some damage going into turn 2, and then he dropped further down the field. He had wing damage, and that part of the thing was history. So here we are, we're on board with Nerf, just fighting through the field. He's trying to hold off the drivers. We knew that he needed to pit as he was losing time, but we tried to keep him out there as long as we possibly could, for obvious reasons. But he gets passed by the racing point, and he is forced next lap to come in. So there you can see at the bottom of the screen, Crazy JSR has left the session. This is on lap 2. Jess is in P3. We don't know what happened. However, Jess got kicked out of the lobby, and that was Jess's race over. So we are back with Nerf. Yeah, Jess, when you get kicked out of an online lobby, your car is then driven by AI, and as you can see, Jess has gone from P3 to P5, and yeah, it was a sad day. So lap 4, Nerf is coming in I made a mistake. I was talking to him and got him to pit early to replace the front wing and put a set of hard tyres on. However, there are still a lot of laps to do, and could this strategy bite us in the backside? And you will have to wait and see, because towards the end of the race, from lap 22 onwards, the battle that Nerf has with Dark Ghost is unreal. So what he's doing now, he is trying to pick through the field and just catch everybody, and then seeing where we can finish. Yeah, it is what it is, and the rest of the footage will be from Nerf. As I said, Jess is all the way down in P10, and yeah, it's actually Jess's AI that's driving. You will see as the race continues, Jess did try and come in and come out, because I think there is a way that if you get kicked you can jump back into your car, but unfortunately that wasn't to be, and Jess unfortunately lucked out, and so did we, Mercedes, as a team. It's not very nice when you're all alone out there, and normally teammates can help each other, but unfortunately Nerf was on his own. So we're on lap 7. As you can see, the time is coming down, but unfortunately the laps are ticking by on those really hard tyres. It was a bit of a silly request to see how far we could get a set of hard tyres, especially around Bahrain, turns 9 and 10, the downhill left-hander. It's a heavy braking zone. This turns 9 and 10 right here, and the way it puts on the tyres was unreal. So we're going into lap 9. He's catching. Oh, he is catching, and fair play, he makes up a hell of a lot of places, which is testament to Nerf's driving. He's really good on tyre management, and fair play. Going into lap 10, you have to remember that by this point the pair of Ferrari drivers, they were well into the distance, and hats off to them. So Nerf is moved up a couple of positions by lap 12, and he has got Ghost right behind him. He is hunting down the 2 Williams drivers in front, and he is trying to defend against Ghost. Obviously, remember, this is lap 12, and Ghost will have DRS, but the battles that these guys have was brilliant. I think he tried to trick Ghost then by trying to dive into the pit lane, but it didn't happen. Ghost gets the inside, and Nerf is overtaken. Nerf managed to get back in front for this lap. This 9 and 10 locking up. As I said, it's a really heavy braking zone, and he is trying to defend from Ghost, yet he's hunting down the Williams drivers, who need to pit again. Like I said, we try to do a one-stop strategy, yet we should have really done a 2 in hindsight, but such is life. Again, it just goes back and forth between the guys, and even though Ghost again wins that overtake, Nerf manages to get past one of the Williams drivers, JK, I think, and yeah, Ghost is going off into the future. Bearing in mind, by this point I think he had done 8-9 laps on those hard tyres, especially in the heavy braking zones. There's the next Williams driver. So the Williams driver peels off in the pits and Nerf moves up. It's just Reaper, Ghost and Mowgli in front. He's looking at the times, and even though he was really consistent throughout the race, there was no way that we were going to finish P1 or P2 just because of the sheer gap that the Ferrari cars had. We were looking for P3. So by now, this is still lap 14 going into lap 15, and by now those tyres have done 12 laps, I think. DRS available, and there goes excuse me. You see in the foreground Ghost and Mowgli are having a bit of a battle, and Mowgli is peeled off into the pits, and so has Reaper. So that's just paved the way for Nerf to try and hunt down Ghost, who was held up by Mowgli. And then the battle ensues between the pair of them from now until last lap. And fair play, it was just back and forth, a proper deal. As you can see, Nerf is right on the tail of Ghost. DRS was available, and yeah, what an awesome battle between a Mercedes and a Red Bull car. Side by side going into turn 1. Great stuff. As you can see from that little wiggle from the back end of the Mercedes car, I think we are 14 laps in now on a set of tyres. Yeah. As the battle went on, we should have, hindsight's a wonderful thing, we probably should have just let P3 go, but it's a testament to Nerf's driving. He wanted P3 and he was pushing really hard to get it. However, I think pushing those tyres when they are on the limit was the wrong decision by us. And that's what it's about. Like I said, we're joining the realistic league. Every Formula One team has a team principal like myself. We're all there giving the guys support, trying to work out strategies, etc. What's best for the drivers. Being a bit like Jeff, really, even when they tell us to shut up. But we should have consolidated, let Ghost go, just move forward. P4 would have been a nice result considering the carnage that what happened to Jess. He's down in P9, and there's no way Jess would have finished in P9 if he hadn't got disconnected from the lobby. He's right on the tail of Ghost at this point. Really, really good drivers, really good. Back into turn 1, and fair play, it looked like they were going to touch there, and Nerf somehow managed to pull out of it. So did Ghost. And again, online racing, we have a penalty system, we have stewards, etc. And yeah, we have to be really, really careful what's going on. And fair play to both of them. They really avoided a clash there, and that just goes to show. Those tyres though are really old by now, and Nerf was really struggling on those tyres, yet he was happy to push on. And again, he's right on the back of Ghost, and this downhill turn 9 going into turn 10, you see it's a little bit of a lock up, and yeah, it was bad in its results. He managed to get the overtake done there on Ghost. As soon as the DRS zone comes back though, fair play to Ghost. Ghost was right on his tail. He managed to create a gap, get a little bit of a gap, get a little bit of room, and then it was just back and forth. It's like a game of tennis, which was really good. And if there are going to be more races with battles like this, long may they continue, because this was really good to watch the onboard. But those tyres, it's not excuses. It's not excuses. What happens. And that's online racing. That it is what it is. Believe me, I'm not making any excuses. And you know, it just is what it is. On lap 26 now, as they both cross the line, they are trying to defend for their lives. Fair play to Ghost. Excuse me. Fair play to Ghost. He managed to pull out. He managed to get out of the DRS zone, but fair play to Nerf. He kept his cool and he hunted him down again. And going into the next DRS zone, which is what, out of turn 3, turn 4 maybe, he managed to get back in the DRS zone and hunt him down. So the reason why I'm showing this long lockup is because I believe that was the cause. So a long lockup going into out of turn 9 into turn 10 on the penultimate lap, and as we are going around this corner, we switch to the onboard, and you can hear it. You can hear it. Boom! There we go. That is our race over. Puncture. And yeah, a puncture on those tyres that were really old. So that is it, guys. That is race over for Bahrain. It is what it is. Mercedes finished P8 and P9. And if you want to join us at UOR, all the links for the league and everything, where to watch it, are all down in the description below. Come along, say hi. Really hope you enjoyed this video, and peace.